my side and let me share the screen. Right. Okay. So what and all things we have discussed in the last class?
Backups, sir.
Backups. Okay. How many backups we have discussed?
Only 4, sir.
Full backup, differential, log backup, and
Okay.
copy only backup, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay. So we discussed about 4 backups: full backup, differential backup, and then log backup, then your, what is that, copy only backup. Okay.
only back.
So right, what is the query to take the differential backup?
Backup database name
database.
to disk is equals to file name dot bak with differential.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, fine. Okay, what is the backup for log? What is the command to take the backup of log backup?
Backup log database name to
Okay.
disk is equal to
Okay.
your file name
Okay.
log.trn.
Okay, fine.
File name dot trn.
File name .trn. Right. That's okay. How differential backup will work? On what basis your differential backup will work?
After any modification occurred, after a full backup, any modification occurred, that will be coming under differential backup.
How it knows what are the differences are there since last full backup? What are the changes are there since last full backup?
See, actually, internally the mechanism will be right in a pages like if it is for a particular page, if any modification occurred, that will be written it as a 1, coding as a 1.
DCM pages.
Okay.
DCM. So those kind of mechanism, it will be work for differential backup.
Okay.
So while taking the backup, it will be check what are the DCM pages as written as a 1 coding internally.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
So
Your
then it will
differential.
take all the DCM pages backup.
Very good.
Differential
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
So your differential backup mainly will work based on your DCM pages. Your DCM page track all the extents changed since the last full backup. So whenever you initiate a differential backup, SQL Server will take the help of the DCM page. It will collect all the extents modified since last full backup. So it will take the backup of only modified extents. Right. So, and we have discussed about the organization backup strategy and all. What is the organization backup strategy? Weekly full backup, daily differential backup, and every 15 minutes log backup, or daily full backup every 4 hours, differential backup every 15 minutes log backup, or every 1 hour log backup. So it depends upon the organization strategy. Okay, depends upon the application criticality, and also they are going to choose their backup strategies, right? So what is the main issue with the backup? This one, log backup. What is the main issue with the log backup? Okay, so in
Always
case,
log backup
only
will
log
be-
files.
yes, it will take the backup of only log files. First thing. Second thing is, if any
it should be
backup
there
is
in a full recovery model.
yes, very good. Okay, if you want to take a log backup, the database recovery model should be full. Okay, that is mandatory. If the database recovery model is simple, okay, you cannot take the log backups. I'll explain today why we can take, why we cannot take. Everything I'll explain today, right? And log backup, if my log file is corrupt, can I generate a log backup? If my log file is corrupted, can I take the log backup of the database?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
No. Okay. So the answer is no. If your log file is corrupted, you cannot generate a log backup. Okay. So it's not possible. Why? Because if the log file itself is corrupted, log backup itself is saying it is going to take the backup of the log file, right? If the log file itself is corrupted, you cannot generate the log backups. Okay. So we'll usually call differential backups as a cumulative backups, okay, and log backups as a incremental backups. Cumulative backup means one recent differential backup is enough to restore the data. Incremental backup means you should have all the log backups after full backup. You should have all the log backups to restore the data. Okay, so all log backups should be there. Fine. So in case if one log backup is also deleted, what is the problem? You cannot make use of the other log backups from which log backup is deleted. Imagine I have 20 log backups to restore. If your first log backup itself is deleted, can you restore remaining 19 log backups?
It's not
No,
possible.
sir.
Not possible. Why? Because LSN chain will be broken. LSN log sequence number. Okay, so once LSN chain is broken, you cannot make use of other log backups. If in 20 log backups, if my 8th log backup is deleted or corrupted, from you can restore till 7th log backup only. You cannot make use of 8 to 20 log backups. Okay, if one is corrupted, that's it. You cannot make use of other log backups. So that is called incremental backup, whereas your differential backup, we can call it as a cumulative backup. One cumulative backup is enough. One recent differential backup is enough. Cumulative means what? It will combine all the changes in a recent differential backup. Okay, so one recent differential backup is enough. That's why differential backups you can call it as cumulative backups. And so in case in the interview if someone asks what is meant by cumulative backup, what and all cumulative backups are there, you can mention about the differential backup. And if anyone asks what is meant by incremental backup, you can mention your log backups and all. Incremental backups means your log backups, right? Copy only backup. So whenever anyone is asking, any user, okay, any customer, any client is asking full backup in the middle of the week, or in the middle of the backup strategy, you cannot take the full backup. Okay, on behalf of full backup, you can take the copy only full backup. So we have discussed the differences between full backup and copy only full backup. Your full backup will take the backup of all the data files and log files, and it will reset the DCM pages to 0. Whereas your copy only full backup will take the backup of all the data, including data files and log files, but it don't touch the DCM page. So if anyone is asking if there is a chance to take the full backup in the middle of the week, not only if someone is asking, okay, you are doing change activity on the database. In the change activity, it was mentioned take the full backup. So don't take the full backup. If you are taking full backup manually, other than your backup strategy, always try to take the copy only full backup only. It is a recommended option. If you have to take, if there is no way, if you have to take full backup, okay, in the middle of the week or manually, always go with copy only full backup. I told you there is no difference between copy only full backup and full backup. Data wise, same data will be there. The only difference is if you took full backup, you cannot make use of the differential backups, old differential backup. If you took copy only full backup, you can make use of the previous differential backups and all. Okay, right. So the differential DCM page will continue. So the differential chain will continue. So it won't be disturbed. So you don't face any issues, right? That is all about your all backups for, right? Full, differential, log, and copy only full backup, right? Okay. So let me go with the another backup called tail log backup. Okay. So what is this tail log backup? What it will do? How to take the tail log backup? We'll discuss. So the tail log backup is a T-log backup. Okay. That can be attempted during a crash situation. Okay. So 90%, 99% is usually whenever the database is crashed, whenever the database is corrupted. Okay, during those situations only we are going to take the tail log backup. Okay, not so regularly. There is no backup strategy, backup plan and all. Only during the crash situations, right? So this is how it will happen. Let me explain. So imagine your backup strategy is weekly full backup. Every Sunday full backup you are taking. Okay, and every day differential backup. every day differential backup you're taking, every 15 minutes log backup. Okay, your database is corrupted Saturday or any day. Okay, Saturday at morning 9:59. Okay, your database is corrupted morning 9:59. Now tell me till what time you can restore the database with your existing backups.
So after one full backup, one differential backup, and after till 9:45 we can take the log backup. I mean, we can restore. So after
We
that,
lost 15 minutes.
Very
after
good.
that tail log backup we have to use, and we have to get
Forget
the
about tail
backup.
log backup. Okay, we haven't discussed it, right? So till now we can use, okay, one full backup.
Till 9:40.
Yes, one full backup, the Friday's differential backup, and whatever log backups are there after Friday differential backup. Till 9:45 only you can restore with your existing backups. Till 9:45 only we can restore, okay, with your existing backups. But what about this remaining 14 minutes data? 9:45 to 9:59. Okay, we are going to lose almost all 14 minutes data. Why? Because again your log backup will run at 10 o'clock, but accidentally it was down. We cannot tell to database, right? Hey database, log backup will run at 10 o'clock, don't corrupt now. After taking the log backup you can corrupt, then I can use the recent log backup. You can even see here, if your database is corrupted 10:01, in that case also you are going to lose 1 minute data, right? So data loss is there. Okay, 1 minute, 2 minutes, that doesn't matter. Loss is loss only. Okay, so how can you achieve this one? Okay, so that kind of scenarios you can achieve with the help of your tail log backup. Okay, that kind of scenarios you can achieve with the help of your tail log backup. So whenever a database is corrupted, whenever the database is, the log file is corrupted, in case if the log file is corrupted, you cannot do tail log backup also. Okay, whenever the database is corrupted, okay, in such case, or crashed, in such case, okay, you can take the first thing you have to do is take the tail log backup immediately. Okay, if you think the database is corrupted or crashed, it's not coming online, then immediately take the tail log backup. So what tail log backup will do? Since last log backup to till before corruption 9:49, right? It was corrupted. So 9:45 to last log backup occurred at 9:45 to 9:48:59 seconds. If it was exactly corrupted at 9:49, if it was corrupted at 9:49:30 seconds, a second before the corruption, 9:49:29 seconds it will take. Okay, so your tail log backup will take a second before the corruption. At 9:49 exactly your database is corrupted, so it cannot take till 9:49, so it can take till 9:48:59 seconds. Okay, so this 14 minutes data, on an average it's a 14 minutes data. Okay, so what you can do is, now if anyone asked you to restore the database till point in time recovery, what is this PITR? Point in time recovery. What is meant by point in time recovery? Restoring the database till a second before the corruption. Okay, how can you achieve that? By restoring a full backup, by restoring a differential backup, by restoring all the log backups after differential backups, and finally by restoring your tail log backup. Okay, you can achieve this point in time recovery. Point in time recovery means restoring all the existing backups to bring back your database before corruption. Before corruption, what is the database state and all? To the same state. If you want to bring the database to the same state, then you have to use all these 4 backups. A full backup first you have to restore, then differential backup if you have differential backup strategy. If you don't have differential backup strategy, full backup. After full backup, how many log backups are there? All the log backups. And finally, you have to restore your tail log backup. Okay, so this is called point in time recovery, right? So we cannot take the tail log backup using GUI. There is only command. This is the command, same like log backup command only. Backup log database name to disk is equal to file name.trn. You have to simply add one parameter called with no truncate. Okay, you have to add one parameter called with no truncate. Tail log can fail if log file gets corrupted. Okay, again, if the log file gets corrupted, log backup also will be failed and your tail log backup also will be failed. Okay, so what is the command? Simply for log backup command, you have to simply add this with no truncate option. So let me go to this. Usually also you can take the tail log backup. Okay, but we don't take tail log backup. Don't think you only during crash situations this command will work. No, not like that. Now also this command will work, but we will use during crash situations. Okay, so let me run this command on which database. Any database is fine. Okay, backup right, backup log database name Amazon to disk is equal to file name.bak Amazon underscore tail log backup. Try to include the date and time. Okay, it's very important. 07 09 and 27 2021 underscore time is 0726 server time. Okay, something like 20 seconds dot trn. Okay, and you have to add parameter called with no underscore truncate. Okay, so you have to add this with no truncate parameter, and in this way you can take the tail log backup. Okay, so then you can use this tail log backup if the database is corrupted. I mean, like, of course we are going to take the tail log backup when the database is corrupted only, right? Remaining full backup, differential backup, log backups, along with those backups you can also use this tail log backup to get all your data. Of course, at least a slight loss will be there. Why? Because we cannot recover till to that exact point in time. You have to recover a second before that particular time so that you can minimize the data loss. Okay, fine. So this is all about your tail log backup, and your tail log backup cannot be generated if your log file is gets corrupted. Fine. So let me discuss one more backup called striped backup. So what is this striped backup? How it will work? Okay, so usually in the organization, sometimes in the organization you will have very big databases and all. 5 TB, 10 TB databases also will be there. Okay, fine. So imagine for 10 TB database, for 10 TB database, how much backup file will be generated? Just guess it. For 10 TB database, for 1 GB database, how much backup file will be generated? Can anyone tell me? So the answer is, if you want to know for 1 GB how much backup file will be generated, actually in the SQL Server, we can take the backups with compression, without compression. What is meant by with compression and without compression? Where we have to select that option. Okay, so if you go to the SQL Server, if you while taking the full backup, okay, you can have a chance to select compression without compression backup option, right? Set backup compression. Okay, so you can use default server setting. Okay, or else you can compress the backup, or else you can simply do not compress the backup. Okay, so can anyone tell me, is it good to compress my backups, or it's bad practice to compress any data?
It's good, sir.
So the answer is, it's always good to compress your backup. Nothing will happen to your data. Don't worry, nothing will happen to your data if you compress it. Okay, so compression is always good. You cannot believe the advantage of compression. Okay, for a 1 GB file, almost all it is going to save 90% of the storage. If you don't enable the compression, 1 GB database full backup, if you take 1 GB backup file, it will generate. For 1 GB database, if you take full backup, it will generate 1 GB backup file. If you turn on the backup compression, if you take the full backup with compression, okay, for 1 GB database, 100 MB to 200 MB. Almost all, how much you are saving? For 1 GB backup, okay, you may take the backup file for 1 GB database. If you took with the backup compression on, then the backup file size will be 100 MB to 200 MB. How much you are saving? 90% to 80%. 80 to 90% you are saving. 80 to 90% of the storage means 80 to 90% of the money. 80 to 90% of the time. Imagine to write a 1 GB file will take longer time, or writing 100 MB to 200 MB file will take longer time. Which one will take the longer time?
1 GB.
1 GB.
Okay, 1 GB. 1 GB. If you want to write a 1 GB file, it will take definitely longer time. But imagine 100 MB to 200 MB, it will take less time to complete, to write the data. So that's why backup compression is very important feature. We always prefer 99% will prefer backup compression. So you have to check what is the backup compression setting in the server level, whether compressed backups is enabled or not. Go to your database settings. There you can see compressed backup option. Okay, if you have to check, this option should be checked. Compressed backup option should be checked. Okay, so 90%, 99% this option will be checked. But in case if someone forgot to check this option, or in some startup companies, they don't know the usage of the compressed backup option, or else might be they don't have any proper DBA to explain all these things. In those scenarios, people will, okay, don't use this option. But it's always good to use compressed backup. Once you set this compressed backup on the server level, again no need to mention, okay, backups in the database level. Automatically it will take the, see here we have an option called use default server setting. On the server level, if the backup compression is on, it will take the backups with the compression. On the server level, if the backup compression is off, it will take the backups without compression. Okay, every time you cannot choose, right, compressed backup every time, it's not good. So you don't need to touch this option. But when, make sure on the server level backup compression is on. Clear, guys? Everyone?
Clear.
Fine. Right. Okay. So that is all about your compression option. Okay, fine. So we are discussing about the this one, right? What is that? Striped backups. Okay. So what is this striped backups or stripped backups? You know, right? Striped genes. Okay, all you know, right? What is meant by striped genes and all. Okay, fine. So simply imagine you have a 10 TB of database. Okay, imagine it will generate 1 TB to 2 TB backup file. If it has to generate a 2 TB backup file, you should have 2 TB drives. Free space should be there in a drive. Okay, you should have 2 TB free space should be there in any drive. But okay, usually in the organization you won't find that much of free space in the drives. Okay, there are two types of drives. Earlier we have discussed MBR partition, GPT partition. For MBR, the max capacity of the drive size is how much? What is the maximum capacity of an MBR partition? 2 TB. Okay, the maximum capacity of an MBR partition is 2 TB. GPT you can increase, you can expand the drive more than 2 TB also. Okay, so in that case, okay, can you take the backup to a single drive? all 2 TB, your backup size is 2 TB. The file size, we don't know. Okay, say it will save 80 to 90% of the storage. So for 10 TB, you may expect a 1 TB to 2 TB. Imagine if it was 2.2 TB. The figure is roughly I'm calculating like 2 TB up to 2 TB. But imagine if it is the backup file size is 2.2 TB or 3 TB, where you can save that backup file. There is no drive of 3 TB in your server. Okay. So for that, we are going to use striped backups. Striped backups means you can take the backup in multiple parts. Okay, striped backups means you can take the backups in multiple parts. Okay, if you took the backup for the 10 TB, imagine for 2 TB, you can mention number of stripes. Okay, if you mentioned I need 5 stripes. Okay, so tell me how many each size, what is the size of each stripe? Two TB, 5 stripes. What is the size of each stripe?
10 TB.
How much?
10 TB.
500.
TB total.
Not 10 TB. My backup file size is 2 TB. Okay, database size is 10 TB. If you turn on compression, it will be 2 TB backup file generated.
400 GB.
Very good. Okay, you have to
400
divide.
GB.
Yeah, you have to divide this 2 TB by 5. That's it. You will get 400 GB file. So it is easy to save 400 GB file in a drive, right? So you have to maintain 5 drives now. Okay, you have to maintain 5 drives and you have to take the backup to these 5 drives so that you can easily store your backup files. Okay, so for that, if you use normal backup, normal full backup, it will generate a single 2 TB or 3 TB file which you cannot place in a single drive. Okay, but backups are very mandatory, right? So what I can do, okay, I'm going to take a striped backup. So striped backup, the advantage is backups are somewhat fast, first thing. Second thing is you can save the backups in multiple locations. You can stripe the backups. How many stripes you want, you can make that many stripes. You have to simply mention, okay, in the command, so that how many stripes you want, you can take, okay, up to 64 stripes. One single backup, you can take up to 64 stripes, guys. 64 pieces. One single backup, you can take up to 64 pieces. So again, we won't do that many stripes. We will hardly do 4 or 5 stripes. So while restoring, remember, if even one stripe is missing, you cannot restore. If one piece is missing also, you cannot restore the database. All 5 stripes should be there. Then only you can restore the database. This is very important. You are simply taking backups in multiple pieces. If one piece is missing, how can you restore remaining 4 pieces? It's not possible, right? So in the same way, okay, you cannot restore even if one stripe is missing or corrupted. So make sure, okay, to take the backups properly and again validate the backups after taking the full backup so that the backups will be usable. Okay, so striped backups means simply how many stripes you want, how many pieces you want of a single backup. You can take that many pieces. Okay, there is no GA option for this as well. You have to depends on query only. So what is the query for taking striped backups? Backup, this is the one. Okay, backup database name to disk is equal to part1.bak, disk is equal to part2.bak. Like if you want 5 stripes, disk is equal to part3.bak, disk is equal to part4.bak, disk is equal to part5.bak. Okay, the meeting is going to close. Let me reopen the meeting. Please join immediately.